How's it going, everybody? This is Justin Napier here. I'm the driver of the number 54 machine, and I'm decided that I'm going to go ahead and start a podcast called Meet the Drivers. So pretty much what I'm going to do is every couple weeks, I'm going to sit down with one or two drivers and talk to them, and we're going to learn about them, and this is a great way to build fan bases for individual drivers, get sponsors heard, and get to learn about our league more on the personal level with our drivers. So tonight I've got the number 5 machine of Mark Truxell and number 52 machine of Thomas McMullen. And we're going to start off with Mark tonight. Mark, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good tonight, Justin. How about yourself, you and Tom's?
I'm doing pretty great. So, Mark, where are you from? How long you been iRacing? What kind of work do you do? Are you married?
Well, I live in Princeton, Indiana, 52 years old, 2 daughters, work in the construction business, got about 25 years of truck driving. I'd say around 3 million miles, maybe. And my hobbies are iRacing and playing metal music on Saturday nights.
That's really amazing. 3 million miles?
Well, you just look at an average of 140,000 miles a year times 25.
Okay. How long have you been on iRacing?
I've been iRacing for 10 years, ever since I found out about it. And I've been sim racing ever since they've had sim racing games, like back in the early 90s when PlayStation 1 came out with the first steering wheel.
Wow. Other than iRacing, is there any other games that you were pretty fond of and spent a lot of time with?
Just on PlayStation, be MotoGP and a few rally games here and there. I'm not much of a stick and ball sport fan.
Right. Within iRacing, do you have any career accomplishments? Anything that really stood out in your career? Any special wins? What has been your history with iRacing?
My history on iRacing throughout the years, I've got 3 championships in a fixed series, and I've got 2 second place championships in a fixed series. Plus, I was a inaugural Indy 500 champ whenever they brought that to iRacing. And I've got close to 190,000 laps on here, 220 plus wins.
Any highlights this year within the SCAR Racing League? I know you set the pole tonight here at Texas.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was pretty pumped up over that, but I'd say Daytona would have to be the highlight, especially the run to the finish. That was about as awesome as it could get for starters of the season.
Yeah, I remember that a little bit more vividly than I want to, man, coming a couple thousandths away from beating you, but, that's racing for you, and, me and you go back and forth. We've been back and forth multiple times, and it seems like you always know how to make a faster last lap than I do. And, boy, I get so irritated at you, but man, you're a hell of a driver. How do you feel this year within the league? I mean, you're 4th in points, tied with Chris Mathis. Do you think you have a championship coming for you?
If I can stay out of trouble and stay up front, maybe I can. Just because I try to concentrate on clean racing and not bouncing off the wall and hurting my car. It just doesn't make me happy when I tear up my race car.
How are you liking the league so far?
The league's pretty nice. Like most of the guys in there, some of them, could use a little help on the racing, but as far as that goes, I don't dislike anybody. Pretty nice little league.
I know you were saying earlier that this is one of the very few leagues where you've actually tore up a less amount of cars in a season than anywhere else.
This is actually the first league I've joined since I've been on iRacing.
Okay. Well, I guess that's statistics out the books. Anyway, we're gonna shoot over to your car here. I'm looking at this car. It's a very beautiful white pearl car. It's got some green, it's got some black. Do you mind telling us a little bit about this car? It looks very well done.
My car paint job. It's more about family and friends more than trying to sponsor some big company. I like my little daughter's little Tate's Cupcakes. It's a little bakery business she's got, and I've got a professional photographer, Alex Morgan. He's got his own business there in Evansville, Indiana, and he's associated with a lot of metal bands, politicians, destination weddings, stuff like that, and just real nice to have them on my race car and instead of big names.
I know you also have a tribute to, I believe it's your little sister. Am I right or wrong here?
Yeah, I've got a little memorial for my sister on the right rear bumper. I got a little purple butterfly. That was her favorite thing, was purple and butterflies. Got a little halo around it, and I put her name above my passenger door there so she could just race with me.
And it's really incredible to have a car so dedicated to family and love and friends, man. I mean, that's definitely something you don't see super often. I mean, you might see little stickers here and there, but it seems like your whole car is just really it's for your family, man. And I'm sure they watch you quite often whenever the on all the broadcasts. Is there get I want to run over this your iRacing setup. What equipment do you use? What wheel and pedals? Do you have a shifter?
I've just got a regular driving force GT set up here, and I just built me a little cockpit out of some OSB board and put some padding on top of it so it doesn't scratch my elbows. And I got a Butler built seat out of a sprint car that I got from a guy I used to drive a truck for back in the 90s.
Wow, that's really awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us tonight, Mark?
Well, I really enjoy racing with the guys I race with, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm glad I found this league, and you guys are pretty cool.
That's awesome. All right, we're gonna walk over here to this number 52 machine of Thomas McMullen. Thomas, how are you, brother? Where are you from? How long you been on racing? Are you married? Uh, just tell us about you.
I'm 24. Or I'm 24. I'm 25 from Pensacola, Florida. I just got married a couple months ago. Um, I work for ECUA, which is the local water utility here in the area, and been on iRacing for almost 2 years exactly.
Wow. Within iRacing, is there any highlights in your career? Any wins that have ever stuck with you? Even highlights of the this year within the league, or any time really?
There's not a whole lot of wins that have really stuck with me. I mean, I run random hosted races and stuff like that, and every now and again I'll come out with a win. Um, there's not really much that sticks out over anything else. I mean, I just kind of do this to have fun and pass some time.
What kind of equipment do you use?
I've actually got the same wheel and pedal set up as Mark, and then I've got a desk in my bedroom that it's kind of mounted on. My I run off of a laptop, which I know isn't really recommended, but whatever. It's what I got. And then there's a HDMI cable running from that to a 32-inch TV screen, and all that. I'm sitting in a pretty nice gaming chair that my wife got me last Christmas. That's my setup.
That's pretty awesome. You know, there must be some magic to that because I know I've seen both of you guys go out there and beat guys that I knew had high quality equipment. You know, direct drive wheels and hydraulic pedals and such. Um, you have any hobbies, Thomas?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of. I mean, I race probably 3 or 4 nights a week, and other than that, on the weekends, dirt track racing.
All right. Whenever you're on the track and somebody does you dirty, how do you react?
It's I try to not lose my cool. I mean, I just try to remember that what we're doing, it's designed mostly for us to just get on here and have fun. Um, I try to remind other drivers that same thing, that we're playing a video game. Like, take it seriously, but don't get so involved in it emotionally that you just lose your freaking cool. Because it's really, we're just doing this to have fun.
How do you like the league so far? The Scar Racing League.
I really enjoy running this league. It's a pretty tight group of guys, honestly. We all have been racing with each other before, and we can all kind of expect, or we all know what to expect when we're racing around each other. It's, for the most part, it's pretty clean racing, and it's the way and the direction that it's heading. I just feel like the league itself is in a really good place, and I'm just excited to see where it keeps going.
I'm looking to hear at your car. You mind telling us a little bit about your car? You have this beautiful blue and gray car.
Yeah, the car was painted by Cameron Hageman, CHP Photography. He does all my paints. Um, all of the logos and businesses on there, my friends' businesses. VCA, which is on the hood, um, that is my wife's grandfather's nonprofit out of Charlotte that provides little to no cost automotive repair for veterans who couldn't necessarily do that do it themselves. Um, More equipment rental is my buddy's business, and then Cotton's Air Conditioning, another buddy's business. Yeah, that's just kind of what it's all about. I just give them a little free advertising, if nothing else, and makes the car look good.
It's awesome. Is there you have any fans that watch on a regular basis?
Whenever I post whenever I run a league race, I'll post the link to the broadcast on my personal Facebook page and my um, racing Facebook page, and every now and again I'll get some friends that'll tune in on there and check it out. And other than that, I mean, my wife watches them pretty regularly. That's really about it.
Hey, that's number one, right?
That is correct, sir.
If there's something you would recommend to other sim racers, what would it be?
Uh, just whenever you get into sim racing, it's kind of like real racing. I mean, just get in here and try not to get over your head. Um, Learn as much as you can at a pace that's comfortable for you, and just enjoy it. Don't lose your cool. Don't take it too seriously if you get wrecked, and just be courteous to other people.
That's really really good advice there, Thomas. Anything else you'd like to finish out with?
I just want to say thanks for having me on. I want to say thanks to David Bradford, Bobby Hamilton Jr., and the rest of the admins for the league, for having me racing with them. And that's really about it.
Yeah. Now, let's not forget our other sponsors, our primary being Mug Root Beer and our broadcasters, Turn 3 Network. Um, it, I think this is going to be a really good podcast for the people to really learn who they need to be watching for on the track. You know, we can finally learn our drivers on a personal level and really attach to people. And I think it might even potentially bring in sponsors. And you know, it's just going to help sponsors get to be known. And you know, I mean, I really appreciate you guys coming on tonight. I know it's a little bit late right now, so I really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks a lot, Justin.
Thanks for having me, man.
Everybody have a good night. Thank you.